Hey there. Today I'm going to be talking about the top 5 toys based on, I think, Google. Yeah.
Narrated by me. Please don't leave.
Now, I've played with a lot of toys in my life. A lot of board games, like the ones we all know about. And then there's just some that I've never heard about nor want to play. Honestly, though, a lot of kids are just on their consoles nowadays. Even a lot of them have computers to play video games on. So these don't come up that often. But starting off with number 5, we have Mr. Old Reliable, the Rubik's Cube itself.
Now, I've never bought one of these myself, but believe me, anytime I have the chance or see one, I try to get it done as much as possible. Now, out of all the times, I think I've maybe gotten 3 sides completely done, and that's over like 30 minutes already, so you know I've tried my best. So after that, I honestly just give up, and I get really frustrated just thinking about how I didn't solve it. Now, many would think, you know what, 3 sides pretty impressive. Let me tell you something. Definitely not. They hold competitions about solving Rubik's Cubes the fastest. I mean, look at this. Insane.
What's even crazier is how the Rubik's Cube came to be made.
It was created and sold by a Hungarian architect by the name Enro Rubrik in the year 1974. And get this, he didn't even build it for a toy. He built it to help his students understand three-dimensional geometry and to solve the structural problem of moving independent parts without the mechanism falling apart. Overall, still a great toy, and I still think it's pretty impressive I can do at least 3 sides. All right, moving on to number 4. We have the Barbie. Now, quite frankly, I don't have a lot of experience with this one, but created by Ruth Handler in 1959 from Denver, Colorado, she got the idea for the Barbie from seeing her daughter play with these paper dolls that are pretty much non-existent nowadays and decided to give them a 3D figure shape and model. Like I said, I don't have a lot of experience with these, but I mean, they are really popular toys. My little sister does love playing with these a lot, and she always asks me to play with her, and when I do, I typically just play the dog. All right, on to number 3. Now, this is where the real men were made. Every kid knows about these right here. That's right, we're talking about the G.I. Joe action figure. Now, created in 1964 by Stan Weston. Now, pretty much the point of the G.I. Joe action figure was to combat the popularity of how much the Barbie doll had with girls. Now, of course, in this instance, Stan wanted to give something for the boys to play with. Now, I do have a lot of experience with these toys right here. Now, big reason for that is because around up until the age of 15, I pretty much wasn't able to play anything with, well, you see. So up until like maybe 12 or 11, these were the ways to go. And the only reason for that is because a lot of them just came the way they were, which made it the best for me because my mom thought I was always being, the best child, when in fact I was pretty much running all out fight clubs with these action figures as much as I could in any location, which was the best because I could be in the car having them get down in the middle of the seats. I could be at a bus stop watching them get down in the middle of the street. I could be at home just watching them get down on the table, right? That was always the fun part for me. On to number 2, and again, this list just keeps on getting better. Now, again, I have a lot of experience with this. That's right, we're talking about the Hot Wheels. Created by Elliot Handler in May of 1968. Now, the whole point for the Hot Wheels car was to combat the Matchbox cars. Now, you may be thinking, well, what was the difference? It seems like they were both just regular cars. Negative. These Hot Wheels were insane. The designs didn't even make sense half the time. I remember I used to have a favorite one myself that was literally just like a shark with wheels on it. That was it. But it looked so cool. Oftentimes when I played with these toys, I would play with them all together. So these Hot Wheels acted like anything from a getaway car to drift cars. I would hold car meets with them. I would just drag race them, i.e. just throw them as fast as I could and see which one got the farthest. Now, I wouldn't really play much with the ramps. I would honestly just get more of the cars. Reason being is that half the time, either the dog chewed up the toys, or the ramps were just lost, or sometimes it just took way too long to do them. So if I ever did use them, I'd pretty much just stack them on top of some books and use it as a ramp to get off somewhere. Finally, on to the number one top toy of all time. Created by old Kirk Christensen in 1949, definitely pronounced that wrong. He invented what we now know as Legos. Now, my gosh, let me tell you the stories I had with these Legos, especially the Star Wars kinds. Those were my favorite since I've been introduced to those movies. But I've always played with them. I'm pretty sure on an old phone somewhere, I have video recordings of the movies I made with them. Even to present day, I still build Legos, especially in the Star Wars side. I just recently built the Millennium Falcon not too long ago. But honestly, any Lego or Lego set does it at that point. As long as it's not like a knockoff brand, count me in. But those are the top 5 toys of all time. But let me know, did yours make the list or were you a weirdo? I'm just kidding, don't get your feelings hurt.
But what was your favorite toy to play with?
And of course, if you haven't realized, yes, this is my first ever video. So if you have any tips you want to share, or if you feel like you had fun watching the video, please feel free to subscribe. And if there's any topics you want me to discuss, whether it's about toys or about sports or anything like that, feel free to let me know. I don't really have a sense of direction on where to go. Maybe one day I'll talk about my own experience. Another day I'll talk about another list. Maybe one day I'll talk about like other people I watch on YouTube myself. But yeah. Bye.